Sports has a unique way of bringing people together. It connects generations with shared experiences of our youth. And for those living with dementia, it has a profound power to trigger memories of the past. That power is being unleashed through innovative sports reminiscence programs created by members of SABR, the Society for American Baseball Research. From east to west, SABR programs like the Baseball Hour, Talking Baseball, and Baseballs are part of the sports reminiscence movement pioneered in Scotland in 2009. Today, there are 250 such programs in Scotland, featuring soccer, rugby, shinty, and golf that have touched the lives of thousands of people. Sports reminiscence is also effective for people living in social isolation and those with chronic health issues. Since 2015, SABR members have partnered with regional organizations to launch and grow their programs across the country. Currently, less than 20 sports reminiscence programs exist in the U.S. SABR's goal is to promote and inspire more baseball reminiscence programs across America. Pull up a chair to experience the power and positive impact of this grassroots effort, as told by people living with dementia.
There's a fellowship that we have here as friends and people that have the same kind of issues that I have, that we can live with each other and understand what we got to do for the rest of our life. Sometimes some of us have the same medications and all those kind of things, but it helps us make the next day.
I think Alzheimer's disease is probably one of the most feared diseases out there. It's more feared than cancer.
Dementia is everywhere, and it's becoming even more prevalent everywhere.
The dementia is one of my problems right now in my life.
Sports reminiscence is a way of unlocking a box of memories. Everybody has a box of memories, and it's our job is to find which key opens that particular box.
One of the most amazing things that I saw in one of our meetings was we had a gentleman who was in later stages of Alzheimer's, and he did not really participate. He had kind of a blank face, he didn't smile, he didn't participate, but someone brought a baseball in that had the hand fingerprints on it of how you throw a knuckleball and screwball. Well, we knew this gentleman had pitched in college level baseball, and he picked up that ball and his face just lit up. He grabbed the ball, he started showing us and talking to us and telling us how to throw a knuckleball, how to throw a screwball, how to throw this kind of ball.
My father had dementia in his later years, and he had served in the Navy, and there were times where he wouldn't even know who I was. I've been a baseball geek all my life, and since I retired, the opportunity to serve others and then kind of serve others in memory of my dad and what he went through kind of led us to start the program here in Austin.
So we set as a goal for our program to build a very inclusive, supportive, friendly community atmosphere where the participants and the caregivers could share their pleasant memories of the past.
Because I just love baseball and all the memories. I mean, I just love to experience it. It's just a great experience. It just brings me back to the old days of playing ball.
So initially, we focused on participants that were dealing with early to mid-stage Alzheimer's and their caregivers. We found it's absolutely critical to get participants and their caregivers involved, engaged, and talking. So we find out who are their favorite players, what are their favorite teams. We asked them to bring memorabilia with them to discuss. Another tactile thing that we did was bought some new baseball gloves, had our participants oil them, as well as bring in their own gloves and do the same.
I think it's offered in a way that people that are dealing with dementia can plug in to a typical type of conversation. And in most situations, Tom's not able to do that.
Last year, we had a big event at Dell Diamond, which is our local AAA ballpark here in the Austin metro area. And it was a big day. All of the volunteers, participants, and caregivers from our Austin and our Georgetown programs. So we had over 50 in attendance. Part of the activity was to pitch some wiffle ball batting practice.
Okay, one more time.
And we had a retired Major League pitcher from the Austin area, Ross Olendar, doing the pitching.
It was a great day. We got a chance to go and hit from a pro pitcher. It was really a thrill.
Yeah, I was impressed. That's definitely the hardest I've been hit in a while. I was really impressed with several of the swings.
A participant and caregiver couple, they had a granddaughter that was a all-region, all-state softball pitcher. And when she wasn't in school, she would come to the program with it.
We have 3 grandchildren, and 3 of them have played baseball. Gracie and my husband Bobby have a very special relationship.
Growing up as a child with my grandpa, we did everything together. He basically is my best friend.
Yeah, my granddaughter. She's good.
When she started coming to the baseball group, I think she understood what we were doing, could see how much her grandpa enjoyed it, and it was very meaningful for her as well.
The first session that I attended with my grandpa was super fun. All he could talk about and tell them was that I play softball and how proud he is of me and like where I was going to college to play. Something that made me come back more regular and more often was just the joy that I brought to my grandpa, that me attending the meetings with him. Because I know it's something that he enjoys and I enjoyed it too. So it's just another thing that we could relate to. I know that he loves talking about baseball with them. And I felt like that always brought me joy to be able to help him with something that I know that he loved. And to be able to tell all these people about people that he ends up like really loving brings me a lot of joy and happiness too.
But one of the things that I have found most nicest about it is it's something we can share together. And we've lost a lot of the kinds of things we can share together, and this particularly gives a nice thing for us as a couple.
Golf Memories Carnoustie meets once a month for something called Sports Reminiscence Therapy.
Volunteers trigger memories through photographs, through videos, and other kinds of material, and it is pretty amazing how it works.
So for 3 years now, the club has funded and supported a program, started by a retired social worker, Lorraine Young, that makes golf really matter.
Now, do you recognize anybody in this one?
You think the game is important to you?
It's nice to meet people that you've known and your memory is slipping a bit and recharges, things like that.
You just absolutely see them come into life, and the fact that the gentlemen remember things, they go back to being the person that they were almost, and it's a privilege to see that.
The inspiration behind the program was one man who I met in a group in the very first session when I delivered this talk. And he was very reluctant to take part, and he did everything he could to avoid taking part, such as hiding behind his newspaper and pretending he was asleep. Once we got him into the group, he opened up, he blossomed, and he had the most fantastic career in football, including playing for Scotland against England at Wembley. So from these very hesitant beginnings, we opened up this whole man's life story in the most incredible detail.
The session itself is basically using old football images and memorabilia to stimulate recall and to improve the guy's self-esteem and self-confidence.
I remember in my very, very young days, certain players, good players, were treated with an awful lot of respect.
We had veterans taking batting practice from their wheelchairs with the ball on a tee. They were having so much fun. They were trash-talking each other with comments like, "You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat." When people arrive for our sessions, everybody gets a baseball with 108 magical red stitches. It acts as a conduit to our own field of dreams. And the meetings are structured like a baseball game.
We start with the player introductions, and then we sing the national anthem. And from there, we move on to the core, which is we ask our attendees, bring in a piece of memorabilia and just tell us the story behind it. And that's a big part of the magic of these sessions.
Well, just talking baseball, there's nothing bad about baseball, so it's always good stuff to talk about.
When we're 3/4 of the way through, it's time to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Then we go outside to play a little soft toss with plastic balls.
I remember one of the baseball's meetings, and we went out on the terrace with the wiffle ball, and we were in a sort of a circle, and we were just throwing it around, and Al became very playful in that way. He would throw the ball between his legs or over his shoulder. He was goofing around like he would have done, years ago with his buddies. That would remind me of the old Al, and it just gave me joy to see that because he was having a good time.
And then comes my favorite part, which is batting practice. It's amazing to see people who aren't really active and struggling with this disease and having fun with a bat in their hands.
And here's the pitch. Swung on. Hit deep to right. Way back, way back, way back. It's gone.
I think the baseballs group helps his self-esteem. It improves it because it's an area where he feels safe and listened to, respected, and that he has something to offer. As a care partner, I look forward to these sessions because I know it's something that John will enjoy and make him happy. And it also provides some socialization and some camaraderie that I can see going on, some mental stimulation.
I look forward to it every week to go there because everything was positive in talking about baseball and what people liked about it. And if you like baseball, everybody that was there liked you.
Even though we've been married over 50 years, I've heard a couple of things that I'd never known about, like an 8-year-old crawling under the fence at the ballpark to watch Max Lanier's All-Stars.
It's the meeting of new people, talking, the socializing. I saw Richard on my own eyes, the sparkle, the happiness, the smile, of his face, and that it feels like we're having an extended family there. How these amazing members welcome us.
I think that talking baseball benefits people with dementia because it keeps them socially engaged. You enjoy the laughter and being together, getting to know more people and people that accept your diagnosis and accept what you're going through and have empathy and just bring levity to your day, makes you happy and brightens the day.
I think so helpful and excited that I saw Richard very happy and that he was engaging and socializing. He started talking after being quiet for some moments. As a caregiver, you're happy. You're out of the caregiving task for an hour, not so not talking about the disease. It's all fun.
It gave me an opportunity to kind of sit back and relax, especially baseballs. I could just let Al have fun while we were there. And I had fun too. It's a break from the difficult and even sad work, I think, of being a caregiver.
And we've had feedback from grandchildren who are absolutely amazed at how much their granddad knew about the particular sport and the players, where all the grandchild had seen was a rather sad old man in a chair, not really communicating with anybody at all.
Watching what happens here is like watching people come to life, especially with our participants. When I see them, before coming into the program and not knowing what to expect, and during the program, seeing them just, making eye contact with other participants, commenting on other participants' stories and sharing their own stories. There's so much interaction and engagement going on. As they are sharing their story, it really opens them up. It's real and important socialization. And it warms my heart to see how much our participants light up during this program.
The memory sessions are usually fun, and on a good day you can't tell the volunteers from those living with dementia because everyone's having fun telling stories. And that is the single ingredient which I think is probably missing from their lives. I usually say that you seldom hear the words fun and dementia in the same sentence.
I observed how it helped Al, the good it did for him during the meetings, during the time we were participating. And there's something about, as a caregiver, because you're so worried about the person you're taking care of, and I would see Al be depressed sometimes or frustrated with himself because he couldn't remember something. I didn't observe that when we were in baseballs. He was Al, he was having a good time, he was having fun. So I knew it was good for him, but it was also good for me.
If I had to recommend the sessions to people, I would definitely say it's super fun and it's really nice to meet other people who are in the same place as you, because I think having other people who have other people around them that have dementia, it can be hard if you don't have other people around you to relate to. Like having my mom and my grandma in the same place as me really helped to know that other people understand what's going on around me. And then even meeting the new people at the sessions and meetings, it's nice to know that other people are there and they know what to say whenever you don't. And it's just really fun to meet new people that are there to connect for the same reasons.
we started doing a segment of the program called Stump the Experts. My husband was very enthusiastic and would spend hours doing some research, and I would type it up, and we would try to stump the volunteers, the SABR members, by giving them hints about the baseball player, and just seeing Bobby's reaction and trying to stump them was a pleasure for me to see, them having to really put on their thinking cap and try to figure out, well, who were we talking about? Or if we could try to trick them in some way. Bobby was thrilled with that.
The carers often make reference to how happy and relaxed the person is when they pick him up from the sessions, and for a brief instant they feel that there's been a big change. One lady, a very powerful quote from the early days was, "I take a man living with dementia to the session and I fetch my husband."
How did it feel having a bat back in your hands?
I enjoyed that. I mean, I wanted to go back, 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6 times.
We've got quite a few written comments, notes, cards that they send us, but I did select, I picked out one that I wanted to share with you, and this is from a caregiver.
You are really on to something. My husband, Tom, has had Alzheimer's for 11 years, and we have been part of a variety of programs to respond to the challenges of dementia. The Baseball Memories group that you guys have created is at the top of the list. You really have a gift for bridging the divide that can result from this disease. It is a joy to see him in his element and to light up. P.S. Today, as we walked out to our car, Tom was singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at the top of his voice.